What's up guys, Senpai here and welcome to the channel guys. Today's video is going to be about the biggest mistake that people make while investing or while trying to invest into CSGO skins, cases or whatever it may be within CS. Now, before I start with the video, guys, I'd like to suggest you to subscribe to the channel if you're interested in these kind of videos and smash that like button. Smash it so hard that you break your screen, guys. Let's get to it. And of course, there are going to be mistakes that I have seen newbies such as like myself make in CSGO investing, but I've also seen some experienced people make this kind of mistake as well. And the reason I wanted to highlight this was because of Operation Broken Fang. It really changed the way supply works as opposed to the operations before this. So it really is important that I give you some example in my opinion and talk about this. Now, let's talk about what that mistake is. And that mistake is that people think just about the supply of an item in its entirety. And we all know for every single thing, there are going to be multiple things affecting the decision making process. It's not going to be a one-stop shop, or it's not going to be that we'll have just one thing that affects the price of that item in CSGO, and that's all, or one factor that we have to take care about. Now, what do I mean by this? Now, what a lot of people end up doing is they say, this item is not opened as much, it's a rare item, and it's gonna be expensive. What I'll suggest doing, however, and see if it makes sense for you, right? You don't want to take me at face value. You want to kind of also take my advice with a grain of salt. Do your own thinking, do your own research, and then see if it makes sense for you. Now, here's what I think. Because we are just looking at the supply, it won't really work, because the point is, it's not about the supply that the prices of an item are high. You know, if you look at the Emerald Yormungulba, that skin, it has a few items, right? But the problem is it might have a few items, but then the demand is extremely high, right? It has a higher number of items than a lot of other things as well. But because the reason its price is going high, because it has the demand. What we forget to take account for is the demand, and we end up just looking at the supply of items, and that ends up kind of putting us in a bad situation in the long run. Of course we will make some profit by putting money into rare items, but if the demand isn't much, what's going to happen is we will limit our own profit making potential through just looking at the supply. So I'll give you the most recent example. People comparing the Havoc or the Ancient collection with the Control collection. Now, if you look at the Havoc or Ancient collection, I'm not saying that the profit is not going to be there, or profit is not going to be as high. What I'm saying is, if you look at those collections, the supply is going to be lower. But does that mean you should be investing everything into that collection? I don't think so, because the skins from those collections are shitty. All people are gonna want to do is use them for maybe trade ups, because there is no good skin apart from the Phoenix Blacklight for the Galil, and maybe for some people Silk Tiger is a good skin, and that's it. And before the red, before the AK X-ray, nothing else makes sense, right? M4A1, welcome to the jungle. Nobody really gives a shit about an M4A1 at this point, especially one that looks like an M4A1 jungle. It's a beautiful skin, but apparently people don't like it. So not a lot of people want that, right? And what's going to happen is, of course, the price for Havoc and Ancient is going to be low today when the operation is going on. Sorry, it's going to be high today when the operation is going on. My bad, pardon me. But what's going to happen in the long run, people are going to want to have Control collection skins to play with as play skins. And because, see, CS has more players than it has investors, right? So people are going to have or think more about play skins as opposed to investment skins. So people are going to want to, of course, look at the control collection, and it has the op fade, so there are going to be trade ups. It has beautiful looking skins. The purples are really nice looking. The pinks are nice looking, right? So what's going to happen in the long run is, in my opinion, control collection is going to derive more people towards that and towards using control collection skins and not selling them off as often. And where that puts us is, I believe in the long run, control collection will have better prices than Havoc and Ancient, even though the quantity for Havoc and Ancient, or the supply for Havoc and Ancient, is going to be lower than the control collection. That's just how it is. It is never just about the supply, and you can find tons and tons of example. So what's the conclusion to this video, guys? What I want to suggest to each and every one of you who is planning to put their hard-earned money into this game is, number one, there is nothing such as 100% guarantee, because it's a video game, guys, come on. And there is no inherent value to a lot of these things. It's just, a skin is just as valuable as somebody else wants to pay for it. These are like collectibles, and you can kind of lose your Steam account any day, right? There is no guarantee to these things, to be honest. But however, with that being said, that's one, of course, kind of a Debbie Downer. But then let's talk about let's talk about what you should be doing. You should look at all the factors that are responsible for pricing a skin. It's going to be supply, but it's also going to be demand, and much more of price of an item is responsible on the demand of a specific item and not just the supply. So what I want to suggest is, look at the demand as well of an item before you take the decision to invest into it, just pure kind of solely based on the quantity available in the market. Quantity available will give you maybe 2x 3x profit, but if the quantity available is less and the demand is there, you're gonna make a ton of money doing this. So that's my opinion, that's what I've observed. And do let me know your comments below, guys. This is the only point I want to highlight. Look at both the sides of the coin, or both sides of the coin rather. This is Senpai signing off. I'll see you guys next time. Please make sure to leave a comment below on what you think about this. I'll see you guys next time. Ciao ciao.